Welcome to the exciting hobby and worlds of Warhammer 40,000. Now you've got your Battle for Vedros Starter Set, and I'm sure you're keen to get started building and painting your miniatures. And in this video series, I'm going to show you how to do just that. Now in this first video, I'm going to show you everything that you need to know to put your models together. And then you can choose to watch a video on either painting a Space Marine or an Orc. And I do recommend you pick your favourite side first of all. But for building your miniatures, there are a few things that you need, and the first of those is a set of clippers, and we use these to cut the parts out of their frames. Then also, you'll need some glue as well. Now to be honest, you don't actually have to glue these miniatures together. They kind of plug together and they will stay in one piece, but you'll find them much more stable if you glue them, and the glue that we recommend you use is plastic cement. Also, before you start cutting anything out from the frames, have a good look through the little booklet that comes with the set, because this has a section showing you how all the parts go together, and it's a good idea just to be a bit familiar with this before you do start cutting any parts out. Now we're going to build a regular Space Marine for this video armed with a gun, and to do this you just need first of all to identify the parts on the frame. Now in this case we're going to be cutting out this body just here, and I also need a backpack and a gun as well. And I'm going to be using my clippers to do this, and to use them, well, it's quite simple, but if you are a youngster, I do recommend you get an adult to help you out here because the clippers can be quite sharp and you don't want to cut yourself. But all you've got to do is just identify these parts where the component is attached to the frame, and put your clipper in there so the flat of the blade is next to the part that you want, and then just snip. And it's just a simple case now of working your way around the component to cut it out. And I do recommend you only cut out the parts that you need for the model that you're assembling, just so that you don't get all the parts mixed up. I've finished cutting out all the components for this Space Marine, and I just want to quickly show you that, like I said earlier, it is possible just to plug these parts together and they will stay in place. However, you will get a more secure join if you use some glue, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Now I'm using plastic cement to stick this model together, and if you're a youngster, I do recommend that you get an adult to help you out throughout this process. Now with this glue, you really don't need very much of it. All you've got to do is identify the parts where the components will join, and then it's just a case of putting a small amount of this glue on those bits there. So a bit on the wrist and a bit in this little plug part down here. And then, I'll just get this gun, it's just a matter of putting this into place there. Now this glue will take about 30 minutes to set completely, so whilst this first part's drying, I'm going to carry on gluing on the backpack and also the base as well. And there we are, the Space Marine is now fully built, and all you need to do now is, well, carry on building the remaining kits that are in your box. Now even though they might be different shapes, they do still stick together in the same way. You just got to cut the parts out first of all, and then plug them together. Now be aware that there are some parts where you will need glue. The Dreadnought's feet to the base are an example of that in this box, and the other kits in the range, well, they'll need a little bit of glue as well. But what you paint now is entirely up to you. Do you want to start painting a Space Marine or an Orc? The choice is yours, but whatever the case, I'll see you in the next video.